Alright guys, so do you have a do you have a Trailblazer with rear AC and it's making a clunking sound coming from this area? Well, this is your problem right here. This is a blend door motor. There are two of them on this. It might be three, I think it's just two. This one controls whether it's going to your feet or up to the overhead, and this one down here controls your temperature. Or is your temperature control one. So plug this one for a second because it's making so much noise. But anyways, I will show you in a second exactly what is wrong with that when it does that. But then I'll plug it back in and it'll keep going. But anyways, so the part number you need to fix that is right there, 15-72811 from AC Delco. I put a lot of AC Delco parts in my GM vehicles because they're very good quality. But anyways, it's about $48 for this particular one, and I'm just going to do a quick rundown. Now, once you remove this side panel, which is a little bit difficult because you have to remove the seat belts from the top, and you know what, I'll get back to that when I'm putting it back together so you guys can properly see. But anyways, it's pretty straightforward. So you're just going to unplug it for one, and if you are doing this with the ignition on, just so you don't have to walk back and forth, you can unplug that. Let me get up here. And I apologize for the lighting, I'm sure it makes this look wonderful. But anyways, there are just screw, one more screw finally, and this just pops right off. Maybe a little wiggle, drop the light, you know, that kind of thing. Now I'm going to pop this apart and show you why it is making that sound. Now if it's just a whirring sound and never stops, it's a slightly different failure, but either way, I'm going to need two hands for this. I guess I'll just break it. This is getting replaced anyways. Okay, so I just broke all the tabs on that, but you can take it apart without breaking them if you want to be careful. I don't really care because this is getting replaced anyways, but okay, so here's kind of how it works. So you have a, wow, if everything doesn't have to fall apart. Alright. Shove this back together real quick. So you have a worm gear attached to the motor, which then turns a little gear reduction. And then this board controls the motor and also keeps track of position of this. And then here's your gear that actually does the turning, and you can see it has little feelers on it. And those give this chip the position and tells it how far or when to stop turning in either direction. But anyways, you can see it just has a couple of gears stripped off the side here, and that is enough to cause that clunking sound. Not sure exactly if the gear's stripped because these sensors weren't working properly, or if they stripped and then the sensors couldn't work properly, so they kept on clicking and making noise. But either way, that's basically a quick rundown of how they work. If you could just get that gear, it'd be a possibility of replacing just that, but I don't think many people have luck with that. But anyways, here is the new controller, and you just have to align it. And slip it on, or you can plug it in to set the position, and if you have the fuse out, you put the fuse back in, and then it should just pop back down, because the old motor got it really close to where it was supposed to be, but it would never read back that it was all the way there, so it kept trying to turn and turn and turn and turn. But now with the new sensor that works properly, it is no problem at all. Then you just lightly tap that down if you got power tools, or you just screw it in lightly. But anyways, so now I'll put the fuse back in, and you have no more clicking sound. And now the fan's coming on because it knows the position of the blend doors, which is something that the fan is required to know before it comes on, like you saw earlier. And I will show you in the next clip about putting this panel back on and where the screws are and stuff to take it out. But I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so the first thing you have to do to take these out is take off the C-pillar. T50 Torx right there. Seatbelt comes out, then you just pull these straight outwards like that. When on reinstallation, make sure that your seal ends up in the same position as it was to start with. It's a little funky from sitting, but just like that. Okay, quick correction. Make sure your seal is in the correct position as original. As you can kind of see off that side, it's tucked behind the molding there. Usually they're on top, but apparently in this car they decided to put them behind. Okay, you'll have to remove the D-pillar back here. You'll pop the cover off the seatbelt bolt, and it is a T50, kind of reflective, T50 Torx bit up there, and then this just pops off. I would start in that edge back there and pull that way. Okay, next is your largest panel right here, and it is held together by 5 screws in those positions and a bunch of push-in clips. You may be able to pull this back enough to get to the stepper motors without taking off these upper pillars, but it makes it a lot easier, so I would recommend it. And you will also need to pull up the edge of this back panel to get that edge from out from underneath it, and that should be it.